Hi, welcome back. I'm so glad you're here. This is Ms. Lisa with more wonderful information and stories from the Bible. How did it go this week with trying to sacrifice, with trying to do something for other people? Oh, I wish I could hear your answers. I hope it went well. I hope you hugged somebody and told them you loved them and thank you for this and that and whatever you're grateful for in your life. So I did a few more verses and I started on my orange, and I'm going to do the orange just like I did my red, but you can put whatever color you want and do it however you want. Now, let's sing just a little bit. Remember our mi re dos. Let's just start with this right now. And warm our voices up. You sit up straight, you take air in so that your stomach goes out. Okay. I love that slide whistle. It is so much fun. Okay, we're going to start first with prayer. Let's start with prayer. And remember our Lord, hear me when I call, have mercy and answer me. And remember, he doesn't always answer us, yes. Not even an adult. So that's why our prayer from last week said, help me to know what you've got planned, because that's going to be the best. And for us to desire what God desires. Okay? Our lives are a little bit nicer, or way nicer, depending on your point of view. And then let's sing our song, The Lord's Been Good to Me, and so I thank the Lord for giving me the things I need, the rain and the sun and the apple seed. The Lord's been good to me. So let's start. Oh, and I have to have a note. I was singing too low. The Lord, Lord, hear me when I call. Have mercy and answer me. The Lord's been good to me, and so I thank the Lord for giving me the things I need, the sun and the rain and the apple seed. The Lord's been good to me. Oh, I hope you think each day about what's been good, even when times are hard, because, life's pretty hard sometimes. And in this time of the sickness and all the things, it's kind of hard. But God never leaves you. She stands by you and walks with you every day, all day long, and all night long while you sleep. So here we go. I chose. We still didn't finish our music. Let's finish our music. I have this other song I want you to learn. Remember, we did hot cross buns, 1 a penny, 2 a penny, hot cross buns, and that was on Mi Re Do. Well, here's another song, and it's called Hop Old Squirrel, and it's a folk song like hot cross buns is. That means nobody knows who started singing it or who made it up, but most people know it. That's a folk song. So this one goes, hop old squirrel, idle dum, hop old squirrel, idle dum dee. Hop old squirrel, idle dum, hop old squirrel, idle dum dee. That's still on Mi Re Do, okay? And so we're just gonna work on that song, and all the words are hop old squirrel, idle dum, and that's not a word. Those are called vocables that you just, we sing like la la la, tra la la. No, those aren't words, they're vocables. So let's try it one more time. That's why I didn't write it down, because all you have to know is hop, old squirrel, idle dum, and then at the end, idle dum dee. Okay, let's try it one more time. If you want to, do the Mi Re Do with me, okay, with your hand. Hop old squirrel, idle dum, hop old squirrel, idle dum dee. Hop old squirrel, idle dum, hop old squirrel, idle dum dee. And we'll play with that song later. All righty. Now I chose a book, a Bible story out of the Bible, and I got a book so you would have some pictures about a little boy who sacrificed in the Bible. He sacrificed big time. So remember when Jesus was walking the earth and, thousands, I'm pretty sure, or at least hundreds of people followed him around all the time. And he had great compassion for them. He loved them so much. And he did miracles. Remember, we've talked about the miracles of healing. And this is a miracle of compassion. The Lord just loved these people just like he loves us, and wanted to heal their hurts and fix their problems. And, Jesus still wants to do that with us today. It's just different because Jesus doesn't walk the earth anymore. Jesus is up with the Father and the Mother and looking down on us. So we'll talk more about that later. So remember, I told you that everywhere Jesus went, hundreds of people followed him because they were hungry to hear about how much they were loved and valued, and they wanted their sicknesses healed, and he healed people of blindness, of not being able to walk, he even healed people from death. Remember the widow's son that got raised up? Well, and there's a picture of some boats, and God loved them and wanted to do everything for him all the time, but he had a body like ours that got tired, and he had to go rest sometimes. So he would go and get in a boat and maybe go to the other side of the Sea of Galilee, which is one place he walked. And you know what? There'd be hundreds more people there waiting to hear his word and to see if he would heal them and help them with their problems. Well, one day, they were all following him as usual. And they were, teach us, Lord, heal us. We've heard you're the chosen one. And he is the chosen one. So he went over and he got out of one of the boats that were, probably, remember our apostles that we talked about? They walked with him on the earth. Let's look over here. Peter, Andrew, James, John, Philip, Thomas, Matthew, Bartholomew, James the Less, Simon, Thaddeus, and Judas was there too. So he had compassion for these people. And even though he was tired, he said, okay. So they went and they got around him, and more came, because every time Jesus was around, he was like I don't mean to compare him to this, but have you seen people that are famous, like basketball players, and when people crowd him and grab at him? Well, Jesus was the first one that I think was the first one that people did that to. So, he preached to them, and he told them how much they were loved, and I'm sure he healed people and helped them in any way that he could. And, the day was gone. People hadn't eaten anything. And he called his disciples, these people over here, and he said, how are we going to feed them? He knew how he was going to feed them, but he wanted to teach his disciples and his apostles. And they're going, well, we don't have any money. And even if we had money, there's no place to go buy food around here. And Jesus, and then a little boy. This is when this little boy came up and he offered his lunch. You guys take a lunch to school sometimes, or people that do, and it's in a little box, and it's just enough for one person to eat. He said, I'll share my lunch. And one of the apostles said, what is so little among so many people? And Jesus said, no, you bring that to me. He said, we're going to be sharing a meal tonight. So he took the little boy's food, and in his basket, they didn't have lunch boxes then. In his little basket, he had 5 little barley loaves, little pieces of bread, and like a roll. You guys have had rolls with dinner sometimes, especially turkey dinner, bake those rolls. Well, he had 5 of those, and it was probably meant for him to eat all day. And then he had 2 fish, and they were probably salted and dried, because that's the way they preserved fish back then. And the disciple, I'm sure he was going, what? What's going to happen? So he told the disciples to sit everybody in groups of 100 or 50, to go sit on the ground. And there was some nice grass there. They sat on the grass. And then Jesus took that little tiny bit of his lunch, and he gave it to Jesus. Well, there were 5,000 people there. And we don't know if that was just the men. We don't know if they even counted the women and children. But there was a bunch of people. And he was so happy to give something to God. And Jesus prayed over it. And then he told the disciples to pass it out to people. And they were passing it out, and they would give some away, and then there was more in a basket. I'm sure they were confused. And they kept passing out food, and everybody ate as much as to fill them up, because they hadn't eaten for quite a while. And then Jesus said, now I want you to take these baskets and go around and pick up the food that they're not eating, because we don't want to waste it, right? And the disciples are picking up this food, and they're remembering this child just had 5 little loaves and 2 fish. They collected 12 basketfuls of extra food that didn't get eaten. Well, that was a miracle, because Jesus had compassion and love, and he wanted these people to have food. And that one little boy that donated his lunch, God made it into something huge. And that still happens today. We don't see it like that. But like I've told you, if you don't eat candy and you take your lunch money and you for a couple of days each week or whatnot, and you put it in a jar, and then the jar gets full and you go donate it to somebody who feeds hungry people. That's a way we make food multiply today. I go to the grocery, and there's this place called FaithWorks at my church, and there's a lot of places at different churches, or you can look online or look on, look up in the paper, and you can see places that help people who don't have enough food or clothes. And you can donate your clothes if they're still in nice condition, and you can donate your change. And well, that change gets put with all those other people that bring change in or bring an offering in, and then you feed hundreds of people. You're part of feeding hundreds of people, just like this guy was, just like this child was. And I like helping other people, because other people have helped me so much. And I'm sure those apostles, those disciples were, wow, he is from God. Jesus is God. So when we sacrifice, I can't give thousands of dollars to anybody, but I give what I can, and it goes with other people's giving, and it multiplies and it becomes something big. So I hope you're thinking about that. Wow. What did you think about the verses? Did you read some verses today? Let's read a couple. Just look and see what we think of them. Those verses that I gave you, where you can read the Bible and pray every day. Let's look at another one. Oh, it's a blessing. It says, this is from Numbers in the Hebrew scriptures, the Old Testament. The Lord bless you and keep you. And I'm Irish. I'm married an Irishman, and that's a lot of people took the that scripture and they turned it into our Irish blessing. The Lord bless you and keep you and make his face to shine upon you. And they used that one out of the Bible. So that's when you're praying for somebody else, because you know, I want God to bless me, and I ask God to bless me, and he does. And he even blesses me when times are hard. That's weird. And something I didn't understand until I was a child, until I was an adult, excuse me. So God blesses you with good things and not so good things. You'll have to think about that as you get older. And I always want the Lord to be with me and walk with me and keep me. And that's good, you know, and I pray those things. But then I want to pray for my children or my friends or for people I don't even know. And I think, oh, God, bless them. Help them through this hard time. So you can use that verse and you can pray for people that you know, like, oh, my auntie is sick, my uncle lost his job, and you can pray for them and pray blessings on them, and God will bless them from your prayers, and he'll bless you too. He's blessed me so much. Well, I hope you learned some more about Lent today, about sacrificing, and even what little we give will grow in and help many, many people. So God bless you. Let's sing our song. And I know I sing this a lot, but God is so big, and he made the universe, and he made you, and he loves his creation. Even when we're not so good, he still loves us. And then we use Lent or other times that we can think, oh, that wasn't so good. Oh, God, forgive me. And then we'll feel better too. We'll feel better too. Or we can forgive somebody who's done something bad to us. That's a hard one. But you know, I found that when I bless other people that have hurt me and I pray for them, then I feel better too, because I don't carry that anger and hate inside me. It goes away. God takes that out of me, so it doesn't make me sick and angry and yucky. So here we go. My God is so big, so strong, and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. Excuse me. My God is so big, so strong, and so mighty. My God can make everything new. The mountains are his, the rivers are hers, the stars are her handiwork too. My God is so big, so strong, and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do for you and you and you and you and you and you and me. You know, when you feel bad, you can sing that song and maybe help you remember that God is walking with you. God bless. I hope your path to Easter is very valuable.